I'm Kevin Price with the Price of Business here reporting from SHRM in Chicago. That's the Society of Human Resource Managers. Thanks for our good friends at bestworkdata.com. I tell you, they do a phenomenal job of compiling the information you need about your employees and for your best hire. I'm delighted here to spend some time with Jeff Havens. He's a keynote speaker. He's been on CNBC, Fox Business, CBS, and delighted to be able to stumble on you here at this event. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself and then about your company.
Yeah, absolutely. Went to college to be a high school English teacher and then got into stand-up comedy after that and transitioned from there into the world of corporate speaking. So it's kind of a hybrid of the content you're accustomed to from a traditional keynote presentation on change management or leadership or generational issues, coupled with the entertainment value of a comedy show. So I give keynote presentations. I've actually spoken at 3 state SHRM conferences in the past, and then we're exhibiting here at the National SHRM Conference because I do presentations, have books as well, and I also have online training programs, and Levity University, which is an online video library of hundreds of videos and articles addressing about 30 different issues of HR, professional development, soft skills, and so on.
So you're joking, right? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's stand-up comedy. That's right. And by the way, I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. I think it's like the hardest form of presentation. And so people said I should do stand-up comedy, and it's like, are you kidding? You really know right on the spot whether or not you were good. Whereas there's a huge subjective quality with giving keynotes, which I've given dozens of those. And there's so many other factors you're measured on. But on comedy, you're either funny or you're not.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a very immediate feedback. And I think it was very good training for what I end up doing now. I don't think a lot of people like to be lectured to directly. I think a lot of people would like to enjoy whatever it is they're learning. Most people who are educationally minded are not necessarily entertaining, and most people who try to be funny aren't very useful, and we've managed to hybridize both of those things together into presentations that provide a lot of valuable content with the entertainment value that you're accustomed to from a comedy show. So having that background was very, very helpful in coming up with entertainment that was relevant to the business world, and then having my educational background obviously is helpful in making something that's educational and useful for our business audience. Yeah.
So are you still doing stand-up comedy?
No. It's been I don't know, 3-4 years now, I guess, since I've actually done any pure stand-up comedy. Every so often, maybe I'll go to a club just to relive old times. But no, everything that we're doing now is really based in the corporate market. I do a presentation for college students as well called How to Get Fired, which is designed to help them not get fired by telling them exactly how to get fired. And so I get to do a little bit more, I suppose, of a comedy approach that way than I do in the corporate world. But really, I very much enjoy getting the opportunity to talk to people about things that are relevant to them, that are useful to them, that they can walk away from the presentation or from the book or from the online training and say, I actually learned something, but they enjoyed it so much that it didn't feel like a lecture.
Yeah. So you talked about one of your topics. Kind of give us a panoramic overview of all the different things you cover.
Sure. We have Uncrapify Your Life. That is that's a presentation that addresses communication and change management, which includes the MyFab.
Kind of an original, different name for that, but they had.
Yeah. No. But anyway, we made sure it was appropriate for everybody. Yeah, exactly. And then Unleash Your Inner Tyrant: Proven Strategies to Become a Horrible Boss. That one addresses 4 issues of leadership management training: creating a healthy corporate culture, employee management relations, crisis management, and change management. But instead of telling you how to do everything properly, we talk about how to make your employees wish that you would suffer a premature death. Then we cover Becoming a More Annoying You, which addresses issues of dress code, conflict resolution, sexual harassment, and all kinds of other etiquette and professional development issues. And then my most recent presentation is Us versus Them, Putting the Other Generations in Their Place, which addresses generational issues in the workplace.
Okay, so who are the other generations? Is it written from the perspective of whatever your generation is? Like, I'm a boomer, and what are you, a millennial?
No, see,
are you a millennial? Or
I would be technically Gen X, but I break it down.
But you're on the cusp of Gen X.
Yes, I am. But we don't break anything in the world into 4s. It's men against women, it's Republicans against Democrats, it's paper versus plastic, it's Team Edward versus Team Jacob if you're a Twilight fan. And so instead of having 4 generations, I knock it down to 2. There are young people and old people. That's really all there are. So we talk about all the stereotypes that young people have about old people, all the stereotypes old people have about young people, kind of make fun of that for a while, and then basically say, just like any good relationship, I have qualities that are useful for it that you have to appreciate, and you have qualities that are useful that I have to appreciate, and no one generation has a monopoly on knowledge. So we talk about the things that young people do that are valuable for an organization, the things that old people do that are valuable for the organization, basically trying to get the other side to realize that everything should not only be from their perspective, trying to get people to meet in the middle, just like you would have to do if you were marrying somebody. You have to meet them kind of where they are. So
yeah, talking to motivational speaker Jeff Havens, and I'd say educator as well, and talking about the different programs that you bring. So you like to use how not to do things as a good juxtaposition to learn the right way of approaching these things. Why is that?
Well, because I think
because most people are doing it the wrong way anyway. No,
that is sometimes true. And like, for example, when people see the Unleash Your Inner Tyrant book, they're like, I know who needs to read that. So I mean, people already have that in mind. But everybody's telling you how you are supposed to do things, and I think that market's a little saturated. And it also does not allow for the kind of comedic value that I can bring by talking about all the worst ways to do stuff. So I can hyperbolize those things a little bit, and people can say, oh my God, that's ridiculous, but I know someone who does that. And then every so often, they stop laughing because they say, oh, that sounds a little bit like me. So I get to talk about worst practices. I also get to talk about best practices. So instead of just giving you one side of things, you get both sides of the coin. I've decided it's actually a more comprehensive approach to education than just talking about how to do things well. And it lets me be a lot funnier.
Yeah. But I can see them now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be this way. Yeah. You know, instead of catching themselves and, oh, this is very easy for me. This comes natural. Oops, that's not good. Anyway, Jeff Havens, by the way, what's your website?
It's jeffhavens.com. We have bigpowtraining.com as well, which includes Levity University. That's another website, levityuniversity.com, which is...
Too many websites. Too much input.
Lots of information.
Jeff,
lots of stuff out there.
Jeff Havens is HAVENS.com. Jeff Havens, JEFF. Make sure, you know, we're not talking toys, not Toys R Us, Jeff, but it's JEFF Havens.com. Thanks so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Again, do want to mention my good friends there at bestworkdata.com, and delighted to be here, also representing the Price of Business show on Business Talk 1110 a.m. in Houston and USDataReview.com.